these hashtags. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm getting hip to the game here. You know what I mean? But I see that you're, like I said, you're a social media. Like, you actually, you know what I'm saying? You're connected to all of the cool podcasts out here. They retweet you. They tweet. They listen to the episodes and retweet your episodes and all that other good stuff.
Yeah.
So that is awesome.
It's interesting. Well, like, I'm not a fan of social media. I have, Twitter accounts, and I'm on Facebook and Instagram, but the only reason I started really getting into it is because of the podcast. I'm like, okay, if I have a podcast, I'm going to have to interact with people who listen to the show and other podcasters. And honestly, the people that I connect with and that retweet my episodes and I retweet theirs, it's just because I've managed to come across some really dope people. Like, one of the first podcasts that reach out to me was the Podcast Brothers. Now they're two separate shows.
Yeah.
But
shout out
they
to
were
Flaw
really
700
dope as far as,
in Fresco.
listening to my shows and acknowledging the shows when I first started. And then what else? There's the John Effect. Like, there's a whole group of people, and I think we all kind of started around the same time, and everyone has great shows, and everyone's been so supportive. So even though I'm not a huge fan of social media, I did it for the podcast, and it worked out. I mean, I don't think I would have made the connections that I've made without just saying, okay, Autumn, you gotta do what you gotta do. And it worked. It's been very beneficial. So yeah, shout out to all those podcasts. Gosh, it's such a long list.
Yeah, shout out to them. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
So there's Fresco's World. Yeah. There's the 700 Block. Mm-hmm. There's the John Effect. There's Good Morning Beautiful. Podcast Queens. Real and Raw. Danny and Cleo Show. What else is out there? Dope Science. What else? Penrose versus Anybody. D. Murph has a sports show, and then he and Penrose have a show called Down with the DMs, because both of their initials are DM.
The Q.
The Critical Dump.
Yeah, Critical Dump. That's Q, right?
Yeah, that's Q. Like, there's tons and tons and tons of great podcasts out there,
and all of them SoundClouders. All y'all, those are all SoundCloud people. You know what I'm saying? It's like, we Spreaker people, y'all SoundCloud people. But
for the most part, but I do both. Yeah. I've decided I need to do both. So I'm leaning more towards Spreaker. I actually prefer Spreaker, but I'm not going to remove anything from SoundCloud, because we got a decent amount of listeners who also prefer that platform.
It's cool. I'm going after them too. I'm about to have SoundCloud X as well. We have an X division on SoundCloud. I actually holler at Good Morning Beautiful. I love that show. That show was the craziest thing ever.
Funny.
I was rolling on those girls today. I was like, that is amazing. This show is freaking hilariously amazing. Just because they're so raw and just say what the hell ever.
They don't care.
They don't care. Even their names, when they said their names, when they first started the show, I was like, that is the crazy thing ever. I was like, wow.
What is it? Blanche Devereaux on You Ho?
Yes.
Ho Killer Gets No Rilla. Freak Bay.
Yeah, Ho Killer Gets No Rilla. Exactly. Freak thing. I mean, they crazy, man.
I love them. I love those.
Yeah, they're insane. So I reached out to them today. I was like, go see if I can get them. I need, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to grow the female division over here. So like I said, you're doing your thing for the women. I saw y'all had a hashtag out for women, black women podcasters. I can't remember what the hashtag was.
Oh yeah, because it was black. Last week was Black Podcast Week.
Right.
So there were designated days. Like, one day was for women, another day was for pop culture podcasts, another day was for, like, there was, I think, what's the name? I believe it's Leslie Mack on Twitter.
Yeah, she started that.
She's one of the creators of the hashtag. Right. I think she started that a few years ago.
Right.
So it was dope to just see everyone. I just love that everybody's so supportive.
So we need your help with that. Like I said, we all pretty much started all the same time. We all came over because we were all listeners of the Doug Stewart Show. And that's how we
Okay.
kind of ended up. We ended up he's the one that brought that whole live podcast chat thing together. You know what I'm saying? We all end up in a room. We all ended up chatting together. He has, I don't know, a couple hundred people at the same time chatting. And we also, individually, we're going to make a podcast. And we start making podcasts. Not even collective, like individually. Just people start doing podcasts, popping up everywhere. Boom, boom, boom. Next thing you know, we kind of made affiliation. And it was originally the Real Cast Rangers. And then we had some creative differences on that and ended up becoming X Squad affiliates. And it's just like in these rooms, as you see, not everybody's a podcaster. There's just people here that are supporters and they wear the X Squad, like Big L and Rough Buff and Denise and Mook and all. You know what I'm saying? So they come in our rooms and they interact, they ask questions, they listen, they go to every show that pretty much goes live. You know what I'm saying? As much as they can. So that's our thing is we have a live interactive thing, and it's like I'm saying, there's, you know what I'm saying, there's on-demand podcasts that are dope as well. So that's what I'm really trying to bridge the gap. That okay, there's some on-demand shows we need to check out as well. Not everybody's gonna be live. Not everybody's on Spreaker. There's people on SoundCloud. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to bridge this whole thing to expand X Squad, and that's my vision. You know what I'm saying? As far as doing that, and then we're also like we're now on the Stewart Media Entertainment Network. Doug has actually got a vision of putting on 24/7 content of live shows right now on this of all kinds. So we got a whole bunch of different things that we got in the pot that we're stirring up trying to make work. And like I said, we love having you, you know what I'm saying, and your interaction and, you know, what you do. And like I said, you know, I feel like you're not a millennial, but you're almost like a millennial. You know what I'm saying?
I'm on the cusp. I think that's why. Like, I'm just, like, at the cutoff. Like, if you look at, you know, some descriptions of a millennial, it includes 1980, and then other descriptions, like a Gen Xer. So because I was born in 1980, I have some millennial tendencies, and I have some Gen X tendencies.
There you go. You got a good mix going. Yeah, that's cool.
I'm probably a little more Gen X, though.
Hey, it's all good. It's all good because you know what I'm saying, you got that old fashioned thing, like you said, popping off. Yeah. So anyway, like I was saying, we love the interaction. Like I said, you got the connection. You do your thing. Your show is fresh content each time. It's like it's almost like, you know, it's called We Got the Jazz, but I actually play the instrument. But it's like improvisation. You know what I'm saying? If I get a note, you know what I'm saying, some chords, and I can just play along those chords. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like a jazz singer or instrument player. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you. I'm so glad that it's coming across that way.
Bam! That's what your boy said. That's right. I said it first. You see what I'm saying? We connected right there.
That's exactly what I was going for, because I'm like, I want it to be, it's just kind of anything. I want people to be able to talk about whatever they want to talk about. I want listeners to email us with topics. Like, I want it to be jazz talk. So, and then I love A Tribe Called Quest. I was like, we got jazz talk, perfect.
Yes.
So, yeah, it's growing, it's developing. I have a galaxy of ideas in my head, so I'm always just kind of throwing them out there. But I really appreciate, like, being a part of X Squad affiliates, because I'm just amazed at the support that I get from everyone.
You only got a
podcast. Like, it's just
you only got a third of support. That's what I'm saying. That's why I got you here, because you only getting a third of the support. You know what I'm saying?
But even that, like I said, I'm grateful for it.
And not everybody's grown to it. That's why I'm introducing you. So
I'm like, people are listening. People are paying attention.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's dope. I'm so grateful for anyone who listened. I mean, like, we have a lot of active, faithful listeners of We Got the Jazz, and we couldn't really be a show without them.
Right.
Because they're the ones that listen all the time. They're the ones that retweet. They're the ones that spread the word and tell other friends and family to listen. So, I mean, other podcasts and listeners have made this such a great experience. And then opportunities just pop up like this.
Right.
Like, if you had told me last June, well, Autumn, you're going to be connecting with all these different people, and you're going to be a part of like a dope affiliate network of other podcasters, I'd be like, really? People gonna listen to my show like that?
Listen. That's what we're doing. We're growing this thing. We have an annual event here. Like I said, all of us were based off of Doug Stewart's show. And this is his 3rd year coming up in September. And he has a weekend called TDSS 3. It's going to be 3 this year. So TDSS 3 weekend in September. So all these people that we're seeing, Big L, Buff, Queen, Big L is in Arkansas. Buff is here. Grego is here. But people from all over the country, Chief is here. But people from all over the country will converge at the location that's set, and usually it's Atlanta because most of us are based out of here, and Doug is based out of here. But he has a weekend. He does a whole thing where we'll get a hotel room, and he'll have like events. We'll just do a meet and greet. You know what I'm saying? So we meet at at a club or a bar or a restaurant, and we might do something like a tailgate on Sunday because he's a sports show, so the Falcons are here. We'll have a tailgate, and they have a big tailgate party on Sunday. But we've had 2 years of that. We did year 1, we did year 2, and then this will be the 3rd year. But a lot of people are making those plans. And then another thing we're working on is an X Squad affiliate cruise next year. So those are in the works. You know what I'm saying? It's family. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to bridge the gap and introduce everybody to know, you know what I'm saying, who you are, and now you know. Majority of us that are in here, you know what I'm saying? Okay. At least they know who you are and you know who they are. And then you can show some love on your show.
I'm sorry, when is the event in Atlanta this year, or did it already pass? No,
that's usually in September. It's usually in the beginning of the football season.
Good, because I'm like, I don't want to miss it. Then I have a whole lot of stuff going on this summer, so it's great that it's in September. That means I can plan for it.
Yeah, it's an awesome thing. So you can come through, kick it. You know what I'm saying? It's like
let the guys know too, Sean and Ryan.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, I want to. You know what I'm saying? And one day I want to holler at them too. You know what I'm saying? To get Sean and Ryan on. And
like I
said, I want to introduce them to everybody.
Definitely.
Like I said, we're family. X Squad is a family. We're real family. You know what I'm saying? It ain't just a hashtag or what's called. We're family. You need something from us, you let us know. And likewise. And
I appreciate it.
Another thing I want.
Sure.
Yeah, another thing I want people to know is you do voiceovers and.
I do.
And voice acting and all that type of stuff. You know what I mean? Because we got another female named Spicy Conversation who does it as well. Spicy got corporate over here. She got busy. Shout out to Spicy. She actually comes on Thursday nights, but she's in school, man. She's got like 6 weeks of classes. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just come on now. She's probably throwing some rerun shows up, right now. For 6 weeks.
I was gonna say she's probably busy.
Right. So she's in school. But yeah, it'd be good, you know what I'm saying? If you know what I mean, if somebody needs some voiceover work, you know what I mean, you can throw some money over at you, whatever. If you do
let me
drops
know.
or promos and all that stuff.
Let me know. I definitely enjoy doing voice acting. I'm actually going to be doing a voiceover for a cartoon.
Wow.
It's on, what is it? Whose YouTube page is it? I want to get the name right. So if you haven't seen the original, it's this series called Buddy. Okay. It's about a black Chucky doll, essentially.
Okay.
And it's really funny. And so they're doing the final episode of the Buddy series, and I'm going to do the voiceover for one of the characters on that. So I'm looking forward to it. And I believe it's Pit TV on YouTube. So if you want to check it out and see, like it hasn't been produced yet, but if you want to see the episodes that lead up to it, I would definitely check it out. It's funny. I mean, it's kind of like what black folks would do if they were in a horror movie.
Yeah. That sound like that's cool. That sound like it's cool. All right, so
it's funny, legitimately funny.
Shout out everywhere that you can be reached.